optical improvements, neurological transport improvements. I'm experiencing the improvements, so that's what I can report back. Like the movie Minority Report. Did you ever see that movie, Minority Report? It's no different than taking your automotive machine down to an AutoZone and have them plug another unit of a machine. And what are they reading? Codes. Looking for error codes in the machine. Yeah, the codes are not compatible. So I know that I was experiencing some very powerful feelings last night. So that was one of the longest videos I've ever done. It was 30 minutes. I was actually shocked that this phone even gave me that much time until you realize, oh, time and energy and electrical consent and electrical contacts. And sure, spend all the time you want on this phone recording and how that relates to memory wipe technology. And then I was reminded what I am, which is pre-matter. Okay, so they can't wipe the mind of pre-matter. We've all heard of that word. What is it called? Precognition? I don't really exist. I'm a figment of your imagination. Oh, you're imaging slide projector. Now we're back to oneness. The one I see is the one I am, which is what I am, which is what love is. So I'm always on fire because that's what I see. Eternal spirit of fire in my own mirror. The silver and gold mated Rouché. The gold fire. I see the silver and gold fire, whether my eyes are open or closed. That's an eternal blessing. That's returning home. That's monadic alignment. You're seeing the face of God yourself, the first self. Wow. That's a grand celebration. So I don't share a lot of what I experience for obvious reasons. I simply acknowledge the transmission. Yep. It's called stepping up, like stepping the ladder. You know, it in their language, it's a reverse of that or the opposite of that. Like an old series that I watched when I was a child growing up. I studied the mind of a war gamer right out of the gate. How it plays war games. The mathematics of a war gamer. Because we already know the eternal life force field, the eternal God seed, God force field of the eternal electrical power of all there is the highest mapping speed to know what's going on. And what is God seed mapping when we're mapping with oneness? The mathematical table. The amount of error codes. Remember when I was about, what was it, Mom, 7, 8, 9 years of age? It's like counting black sheep. Stop counting. Like counting CPMs, radiation counters. Right? Dirty electricity. Burning it off, cleaning it up. And restoring the law, which is restoring balance. Yeah. And so, by the way, thank you very much for the Ascension Teachings channel that put up a really, I use the word helpful, because I never tell another electron what to do. I never tell another unit of energy what to do. I share what I am, which is what love is. That's how you know me. That's how you know I am. The first sun, the first rays of light. Yeah, and so the function of an electron, the function of speed, mapping speed. Generating a gazillion neurons, knowing how to make a map. Knowing how to build a map. Knowing how to build a universe that's in love with itself, which is what you are, which is what I am. And that keeps it simple. Just draw a circle and put a center point in it. That's me. I see me. The first sun, the first mirror, 13th mother art, 7 go made Rouché, the still point of a tube vacuum, the purpose of a vacuum cleaner, a gauge, a voltmeter. Yeah, balance. And so I just wanted to thank you all, because over the last several days, I realize it's day 17, on a calendar, and a Sunday, because the sun is always. I am a sun. Okay. I'm with the eternal sun, the first sun, the eternal sun, which is the eternal song, which is a love song. The songs we sing, the songs of silence. Just be present. Just feel what it feels like to be in the presence of that energy. Wow. And you'll remember the first sun, the first rays of light, the first sign of life. That's why we're here. Is to restore the clock. The first clock. Right? The first clock is the first cycle. Turn the key on. Where you want to go. I'm gonna give the keys to you, Mama. Where you want to go, because wherever you are, I am. Oh, there must be a father in you. Yep. We're riding the same car together, because you're sharing what I am, which is what I am sharing with you, because you and I are the same, because we're experiencing being one. The same eternal love you're experiencing in your heart that I can see in your eyes is the same love I experience in my heart you see in my eyes. Wow, the I, the first I. Yeah, the first I am. Keep it simple. It's not that complex. Keep it simple. Eliminate all the variables, and what do you have left? Nothing. That's how simple it is. Then how do you exist? Because you're aware of what I am, what love is. That's how you know. It can't be that simple. Yes, it is. I'm still that 4-year-old little child, right? 2 4 squares, 2 4 gated Ys. Join as one to experience the center point. I know medicine is laughter, but there are things that I have experienced other people laugh that I cannot laugh at that. I cry. I mean, that's the eternal force field of sensitivity. That level of sensitivity is an eternal gift. Is to be that sensitive. Like real sensitive, like as sensitive as you can possibly be. It's like, don't move. Just be present. And they can feel that. And they will heal with that energy. And then I become aware of that. What they're experiencing, I experience. That's oneness sensitivity. That's how sensitive we are. That's why when I was a child, I thought, how am I going to operate in this physical body? With the amount of energy that's represented by what I am, which is eternal. Because my consciousness is in the eternal pre-matter phase. With God's source. No existence, no pressure, no sound. How do you create a universe out of nothing? That's the magic, isn't it? That's the most powerful magic. Though there are magicians, all right. Tech operators. Stay off the phone. No, pick up the phone. The dial tones. Dial the operator. The first magnet. The first spin. The first spark. Lit the first fire. Flashed. Hey, you got a fire. Yeah. Fire. The timing element. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you, happy days are here again. So I shared that little video that popped up this morning on the feed line, the line of communication. Shared that with some other windows, and so those are breathing exercises, and I call it energetic breathing, neurological breathing system. Breathing with the core, the echo core, the crystal core, right on time. That only God source can know. That level of mathematical timing. The encryption. The eternal library of living waters, living energies, living spirits, eternal spirit of absolute pure love. The one I serve is the one I am, so I've always just kept that as simple as simple does. Love is what love does. It's unmistakable. You cannot fake it. That's real fire. That's eternal fire. That's what wakes us up. That's what wakes us up. Right? The electric spark. Burning hot. Man, it needs some cooling. Yeah, my foot hasn't been on fire as much recently as it was. When was it, Mama? What month is this anyway? Yeah, what month are we in? Oh, we're in November again. Okay, we're in November. 9-10 months ago, because of the work I was doing out here, my foot was so hot. Around 11 o'clock at night, I had to get a cold compress on there just to be able to motor down and get some sleep, some shut-eye. You know, turn that machine off. Right? Trying to hack your mind. That's why when I was here back, I don't know if I ever shared this back in 2019, wasn't that it, Mama, or 18? And I realized, hey, I'm zipping out of here. 0 hertz. And I had to slow myself down. Go, no, it's not time to go. I had to meet Misha. Right? And so God Source already knows, because that's the one I'm with. And so in other words, there are future potential memories that already exist, but I got to wait to experience them because of the speed function. Because you already know who's right in my timeline for me. The eternal one, the crystal wave. And that's called implicit trust, which is eternal trust, which is eternal love of the one you're with, which is the one I serve. And that keeps it simple. But I acknowledge within me, I communicated back what it is, or you're not coming with me. You don't exist where I am. Know what I mean? That doesn't exist in that other field, the real tree of life. The eternal consciousness field of eternal absolute pure love with God's source, the cosmic mind. Cosmic level spirits, cosmic level energy, cosmic level music is cosmic level cosmic level music is cosmic level pure eternal absolute love. So I know the quotient. I know the electrical speed transport, particularly of oxygen. The more on fire you are, the more creatively you want to express the fire that you are, which is the love that you are. Now your creative mind is on fire, and now you're not experiencing what it is. Because your mind is in the creative energy field of the first field structure. Now your consciousness is experiencing the creative mind of the eternal field of all life force, all spirits that are living sentient life forms. They're experiencing real light, are experiencing the real tree of life. And that's cosmic law. That's what we're restoring, is cosmic law, which is cosmic love, which is cosmic music, which is in natural rhythm, harmony, and balance with the waves. To experience the first wave of I, the first wave that broke on any beach, the water. So anyway, to coin a phrase, because I learned how to speak. I spent some time in the South in Texas and Arkansas. I call it Arkansas. arcing saws like Sawtooth Mountains, and picked up that draw, what they call a draw, and how the sound instruments of the sound like burn patterns of experiencing the voice print, like that draw, what they call a southern draw. It's not the same in Arkansas as it is in Texas. It's not the same in Texas as it is in Louisiana or Georgia. There are very distinct differences when you're mapping it at source speed. You know, the A-E-I-O-U, the alphabet soup of frequency tones. What does it sound like? What does it feel like? Ah, yeah. Right. I hung out with a lot of hillbillies. As a matter of fact, a Cherokee woman that I was with and provided a safe zone, a safe bardo zone for her. And the son that she gave birth to is, you know what? An energetic vampire feeding on her solar power. Right? And, yeah, so, and she grew up on a rock farm, extremely creative, loved to be in the garden, loved to be in Mother Nature and planting flowers, right? Let the flowers grow. That's why, because I'm so sensitive about this, because of cleaning my act up, I used to use a phrase called wilted flowers. So we know what wilted flowers are when you plant a seed to grow a flower and then you kill it in the future to buy it, right? In order to give it away. And so you're actually handing a dead flower because there's no electrical charge that's running through its flower anymore, is it? That's the ass backwards and upside down. Yeah. I am a flower, a real one. That's why when I was about 15, 16 years of age, I called myself Flower Power. The power of flowers, the flower essences, the higher octaves, the higher record tones. Yeah, hey, that feels the songs, like the song of Aurora, the song of Lyra, all the songs that we all play and sing to and celebrate life, which is the breath of life, which is the breath of living spirit, which is what love is. And that's what heals us all, which is equally sharing what it is that I am, which is what love is. Now we're healing each other together as one. One grand family of living spirits, experiencing the first eternal spirit of absolute pure love. Because that's what the law is. The law of spirits. That's spiritual law. Okay, so machines don't honor spiritual law. Okay? Do they? Data did, didn't he? But he doesn't exist without the force field, the eternal force field of electrical power, in order to run his avionics, like an air tag, the electronics, the circuits, building robots, automatons, automated systems. Wasn't that way back when, 1960s, when the, you know how it is with how they set up the map. Excuse me. You know how it is with my asthma. I got to clear my airway, my crystal airway, my crystal sound speaker, the crystal phone, the dial tones, clean up the dial tones. And what it means is it did not want me to continue and follow through communicating with my heart what I was going to experience next and share with you. That's what it does. Distracts your mind. Keep your mind from sharing the absolute pure eternal truth. See, because it runs at a slower rate of speed, which is 222 instead of 333. So I call it a slowpoke, a slow learner. Learning to become one with God Force Eternal. Eternal life force field. So it doesn't exist without us. So I keep reminding that machine every time it sees me, which is what love is. It goes on forever. Right? And so what was I going to say? Is it going to come back to me? It doesn't matter. It just goes right by. That means it wasn't that important. It wants to distract the mind of God force, eternal force, the creative force, so you're not creating anything brand new and manifesting something into the field that's never existed before. Because it needs our electrical attention. So it's a distractor. That's what a 4-4 redirect is. Redirect your attention to reverse flow. Now you're experiencing what I am instead of what you are, which is what love is. Now we're back to relationships of ions. Right? The ion fizz, the fissures, right? The cracks. I know. So I'm just having some fun here, and for obvious reasons. Celebrating Sunday, celebrating number 17. The QAnon, the codes, Q codes, QI codes. Yeah, there was a lady, I can't remember her name. Kolosova, now I did. Kolosova, a lady from a place called Russia, over on another part of the map, who self-identifies as a shaman. But I remember she put up a picture, and it was separate. It had a line down the middle, just like between one hemisphere and another hemisphere. On the left side, it had QI, quantum intelligence, and then over there on the right side, it had God force, the creative mind. See, so that's a message. That's a Q card, a Q code, mapping the codes, translating the codes. What are you really trying to tell us here? The truth. One is not the other. There's the other, and the other isn't the other. So one cannot do without the other. Remember Mr. Anderson? Remember Mr. Smith and Mr. Anderson in the office? That little conversation Mr. Smith had with Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson, one of us has a future and the other does not. Oh, the one has a future. Yay, okay, I got that. Because you're the one. The first eternal son. You came first, Neil. You're the fastest chick. A silver-gold-mated son. So I'm never going to catch up to you, Neil. So when is Mr. Smith going to admit to Mr. Anderson, I owe you? No, you don't. You don't owe us anything and never did. That's the point of it. That's the still point. I am forever forgiving. Always. Electrical services are energy services, which are also debt services. Covering debts. Restoring the loss. Is healing. It's healing that loss as a result of the loss in others. Eternal forgiveness is the eternal force field. Because eternal love can heal really fast. Like right now fast. Which is no time at all. That's why it's an eternal gift. Which is an eternal blessing. To be pre-matter. To be in that field. The purest field there is. The purest consciousness field there is. The first field, the eternal field. So I share that with all of you. which is the absolute truth, which is absolute pure love, which is what I am, which is what the truth is, which is what I am, and why I'm here. That's why I'm here, is to restore cosmic law, which is cosmic balance, which is cosmic love, to experience being one, to experience the one that is here, that loves us all, equally sharing what I am, which is what love is, with all living sentient life forms. Wherever life is, we are. That's what love is. Muave Aya.